In 1960, the state of Maharashtra was created after one of the most intense linguistic movements in Indian history. Mumbai, then Bombay, became its capital. The Samyukta Maharashtra movement had demanded a Marathi-speaking state out of the existing Bombay state, and it succeeded. But the political vacuum it left behind would shape the city for decades. The Congress controlled the government, trade unions were dominated by communists. Mumbai's economy was run by mill owners, Gujaratis, Parsis, and Marwadis. And the city's fastest-growing workforce, a Marathi-speaking migrant from Konkan or Western Maharashtra, felt politically invisible in their own capital city. This was the opening. Bal Keshav Thackeray was born on January 23, 1926 in Pune. His father, Prabodhankar Thackeray, was a social reformer, writer, and a fierce critic of Brahmin orthodoxy. Bal Thackeray never completed college. He worked as a cartoonist in the Free Press Journal and later started his own magazine, Marmik, a weekly which he started in 1960 that focused on the marginalization of Marathi people in Bombay. Marmik didn't start with talking about ideology. It talked about jobs and opportunities. It talked about housing, and it talked about how municipal clerks, mill supervisors, and taxi permits were going to outsiders. It named communities, it named businesses, it named neighborhoods, and it found an audience. On June 19, 1966, the Shivsena was officially formed in Mumbai by Bal Keshav Thackeray. The name was not accidental. Shiv invoked Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Sena meant army, so Shivaji's army. So it was an army, not a party. From day one, the Shivsena positioned itself not as an electoral organization, but as a force that would operate on the streets. Its first demand was clear and narrow. Priority for Marathi people in Mumbai for jobs. This demand was operationalized through the Sthaniya Lok Adhikar Samiti formed in 1967. Sena workers would physically visit offices, factories and banks to check employee lists. Marathi candidates were pushed forward. Non-Marathi supervisors were publicly confronted. This was not symbolic politics, it was coercive, local and effective politics. While the Sena did this on the ground, its arm, Marmik, which was operating as a magazine run by Bal Thackeray himself, used to use these incidents to amplify the message of the Marathi Manus in Mumbai. By the late 1960s, Shivsena shakhas began appearing across Mumbai. These weren't offices, they were mini control rooms. Each shakha covered a few lanes or a chawl cluster or a small chowk. The shakha pramukh or the head of the shakha resolved disputes, helped with local police cases, mediated landlord and tenant issues, and decided who got access to local power. After the Sthaniya Lok Adhikar Samiti came the Kamgar Sena, its labor wing. This was a proper labor union and a direct assault on the communist trade unions that dominated Mumbai's textile mills. The communists spoke the language of class, the Sena spoke the language of identity. For mill workers who were Maharashtrian, this mattered more than ideology and more than class. The Sena managed to merge the idea of a Marathi identity with the mill workers' lower class existence and created a constituency of its own. Violence flowed during the clashes with the communists. The clashes between Sena workers and the communists became routine, but the Sena kept expanding while the communists went off into oblivion. In 1971, the Shivsena contested the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation or the BMC elections seriously for the first time. It won 42 seats. This was its opening. This was the turning point in the Sena's history and in Mumbai's story. The BMC was not just a civic body. It controlled contracts, permissions, schools, hospitals, and real estate clearances. The Sena understood something that other parties did not. Whoever controlled the municipality controlled the city, and this became their base. By the mid-1970s, the Shivsena had established its influence far beyond politics. It had presence in taxi unions, in dock worker unions, with small traders, in housing societies and in cooperative banks. It also began asserting cultural power. Maharashtrian theatre groups, film producers and distributors started slowly aligning with the Shivsena, and Bollywood, which had once ignored the Shivsena, slowly began understanding its power. In 1975, Indira Gandhi imposed the emergency. Most opposition leaders in Maharashtra were arrested and the government was disbanded. Bal Thackeray was not. Shivsena supported the emergency, strategically aligning itself with the central government, understanding the power of the central government at that time. The decision was strategic and not ideological. It allowed the Sena to survive while many others were crushed. After the emergency ended, the Sena repositioned itself. In the 1980s, Mumbai began changing. Textile mills started shutting down and services replaced manufacturing. North Indian migration increased greatly and Muslim ghettos started expanding with North Indian Muslims settling into Mumbai in specific pockets. Muslim ghettos expanded and repeated riots took place. The Sena's original plank of Marathi jobs and the Marathi Manus evolved into a broader Hindu identity politics. In 1984, Shivsena formally allied with the Bharatiya Janata Party. The alliance was asymmetric. The BJP provided ideological cover and national legitimacy while giving the Sena a small number of seats to contest in the Legislative Assembly, or sometimes even making deals where the Sena would not contest Legislative Assembly seats but got a few Legislative Council seats. The Sena, in return, provided street power and Bal Thackre's star power across Mumbai and its metropolitan region. In 1985, the BMC elections cemented the Shiv Sena's dominance. It emerged as the single largest party and retained control over the city city for the next 25 years, with a small break after and 25 years after that. This wasn't because of speeches and manifestos. It was because of a structure that Bal Thackeray had put into place. Every ward had a Sena corporator and a Shakha Pramukh. Every corporator had multiple Shakha Pramukhs around them and under them, and every Shakha controlled daily life. In 1992 and 1993, Mumbai witnessed its darkest moment. The demolition of the Babri Masjid in 1992 triggered riots that killed over 900 people across Mumbai. The Sri Krishna Commission later documented the role of the Shivsena leaders and cadre in instigating violence. While other leaders who were accused in such violence would often shy away from claiming responsibility, Bal Thackeray did the exact opposite. He openly boasted of his role, vacuum cleaning effectively even a large part of the BJP's Hindutva base. For his supporters, this wasn't a liability, it became a proof of his authority and terror, also called in Marathi as Daishat. While the Shiv Sena won a few seats in 1984 in the assembly and a few seats in 1989, they also faced defections. Chhagan Bhujbal, who was one of the top Sena commandants in Mumbai, moved out with most of the MLAs to the Congress. So in 1991, when Bal Thackeray looked at elections again, he was in a difficult spot. However, by cementing an alliance again with the BJP and expanding his base gradually with the BMC in their pocket, in the 1995 Maharashtra Assembly elections, the Shiv Sena BJP alliance won power. Manohar Joshi became its first chief minister, and Bal Thackeray, without holding any constitutional post, became the most powerful man not just in Mumbai but all over Maharashtra. He was often referred to as the remote control behind the government. Bombay was renamed as Mumbai after the Mumbai Devi, roads were renamed, public memory was rewritten, and the Sena had moved from the street to the state. But power exposed its limits as well. Governance was difficult, politics was easy. Infrastructure lagged, internal factionalism grew, and the tussle between the chief minister and the Sena Pramukh, who was Bal Thackeray, came out in the open. The BJP expanded aggressively, and by 1999, the alliance lost power with all of this infighting to the Congress NCP combined. Shiv Sena had achieved something unprecedented. It started as a cultural grievance movement, built parallel institutions, captured the richest municipal body in India, and dominated Mumbai for decades. They also ruled Maharashtra without ever positioning its founder as an elected leader. From 1966 to 1999, the Shiv Sena proved one central lesson of Indian politics. Ideology matters, but control matters more. Control of space, control of the street, control of institutions, and control of fear and loyalty at the local level. That system would later fracture, leaders would split, alliances would change, and politics would change drastically across the next few decades. But the structure Bal Thackeray built, ward by ward, shakha by shakha, changed Mumbai forever.